Okay, this has nothing to do with photo. It's an experience report. And we're going to talk about the experience that we're having in our company. We created the company years ago, and we want to share with you how the company works, because we like small talk, so we like radical ideas, and we're using radical ideas in the way we manage the company. So this talk is about that. It's about how we run the company.
Okay, we are going to try to make this fast. What about the Grant is a company that develops software, so we made some custom solutions for clients, and we also make some coaching and capacitation. And it's a typical company like any others, not focusing on product, but for the business software, right?
Yep. Okay. Disclaimer. What we're going to say is just for here. Okay. We will not be responsible of the results. Okay. And we are not sure that this is the best design, as you can see. Okay. So it's just an experience report. We want to share what we're doing.
And it is not a general solution, right? It's our solution. How did everything start? We were working in several companies. Yeah, the four partners that found the company were working in several other companies, and we learned the anti-patterns, if you may say. And we were thinking what not to do, and we were thinking we're a company that we were working, we want to have as a company. So the main idea was to get a place where we can work happy and to do what we want to do. So this is our vision.
So the idea was to be in a place where we were happy and we could enjoy what we're doing. Okay? One of our goals, we set some goals when we started, and we had some ideas very clear. One of them was that we didn't want to get rich in the company. Okay? We really to get rich. That's very simple. That's very simple, of course. But that was not the main goal. The main goal was not to build the company to make money. And we built the company to be happy, to work in an environment that we like, to use technology that we wanted, and to do the projects that we wanted to do. Okay? For example, one of the things that we don't do is to sell meat, as we usually say. Yeah, we don't sell hours of people. We like to. We set, like a priority of things that we wanted to do, and the first priority is to run a project on the technology that we like, to be able to control the complete project, to have to be able to talk with the customers. Okay, so we created that list of ideas of goals, and we prioritized them,
and trying to extend this behavior to other people that we really appreciate. Or that was my idea. Okay, so working rules. All the rules are based on trust. Trust is the main backbone of our company. If you don't have trust, you have nothing. So everything is about trust. For example, one of the rules is we don't have an entry hour. Yeah. But what is important is that you have to communicate with the team. So the important here is the responsibility that you commit with, but know how you implement it. So we don't have an entry hour. We don't get nobody to control the people. So we don't control the people. And what you do is just to say, okay, today I've been working for, I don't know, 4 hours, 5 hours, and that's all. Nobody is going to be watching what are you doing.
Yeah, well, so that's because when we started the company, we didn't want to force the people to work. Okay? We wanted to have a company where everybody felt like part of the company, and I was tired of making people work. I wanted the people to work because they liked what they were doing. So trust is very important. Like Jorge said, we don't have an hour to start an hour. You can work all the hours that you want. You can take vacation. You can work from home. But the main important thing is that you are working in a group, in a team. So if the team needs to get together, if the team needs something or the project needs something, you have to be there. Okay?
So we don't have limits for working from home. You can work from home, I don't know, 5 days in a week. But the important here is the communication with the client and with the team. And we have a lot of rules that we are going to see in the next slide.
One of the most maybe shocking thing is that our company is an open book company, or open number company. That means that after a certain time that you're working with us, 3 months, 6 months, that depends, you start to be part of a group of people that we call roots, that we're going to explain a little bit. And when you start being part of that group, you can see all the numbers of the company. You can see how much money you have, you can see how much money you win or lose on each project. Everybody knows how much money I make, how much money Jorge makes. Of course, I do double than Jorge, okay? But he's okay. So,
he has achieved
this is difficult to understand. We're going to see other things that make this work, but this is very important because this is transparency. Everybody knows how the company is doing. We want to give everybody all the information for them to be responsible of the whole company, to participate on the decisions that we make, to be able to know if we're going to pay a bonus, if we can pay it or not. Okay? So the open book idea, the open numbers idea allows us to be completely transparent. So there is no more talking on the whole. Okay?
And we don't have to justify any decisions in matters of money, because you can go and see the numbers itself. So it's really interesting when you open your numbers or when you open your book, the behavior of the people. So the next slide is about rules. The idea is to have we don't have several levels in the company. So we have basically 2 levels: the people that just started with the company and the roots. The roots is all the people that is not starting in the company, right? So after a few months, 3, 4, 5 months working in the company, you become a root, and then you can access all the numbers. You can take part of the decision. We make meetings, strategic meetings, so you can make the decisions of the company. I don't know what else.
What's interesting about this is that you may think, hey, but come on, if somebody just started to work, he just got out of the university, that guy maybe doesn't know anything about that. So why are you allowing him to make decisions or be part of this group? Because he doesn't know how to run a company. But the interesting thing is that the group gets balanced by itself. Nobody talks if he doesn't know what to say. what usually happens is when somebody enters the groups, he listens for 2 or 3 months before starting to talk, before giving an opinion. And it's amazing how, you know, the same people start to balance the decisions and to be part of the decisions and definitions that we make. So I think this is very important, giving people responsibility, you know, freedom and knowledge allow us to, and I think it makes everybody to feel that they are part of the company.
This is important because every time we talk about this, all the people say that if you open the decisions to all the people, it's going to be a mess. Anybody is going to make a wrong decision, but it doesn't happen that way. It's like Aman said, that the people start listening and the team itself is controlled.
So we don't like subclassing, okay? We don't like hierarchies. We like delegation, okay? And collaboration, okay? So,
can we take up the question at the end?
Yes, please, okay. Because we don't have time.
It's okay.
Sorry. So, this is another thing that maybe is interesting. In the company I used to work before, you know, when you wanted somebody to work with you, you usually, you know, the boss that makes the recruiting, you know, takes the interview, maybe he gives the guy an exam or an exercise to do, and suddenly the guys that are working have a new partner in the team that they don't know him or her, they don't know anything about. So we changed that completely. So now when we have to hire somebody, everybody participates in the process. And we have 3 steps in the process. The first one is a basic interview, the second one is like an exercise, and the third one is an interview with everybody in the team. And we have a new kind of rule now, that is that if somebody doesn't like the guy or the girl that we are interviewing, we don't hire him. Because, you know, we don't have like a checklist of things to ask or to see in an interview. But if somebody doesn't feel like this is going to work, we decide not to hire the person.
And this is important for the previous one, for the rules, because when you get a root, you are passing all this step, you know. So it is not that anybody is going to be root, you know. There is a lot of processes before, and this is guarantee you that you're not going to have anybody that wants to go to.
Maybe another important thing about recruiting is that when we started, we only hired people that we knew from other places. Because to do this, I mean, to have an open number company, to share everything, to share your decisions, to share the company, but the risk of the company, because legally we are still, you know, the responsibles of the company. We needed to be sure that we were working with people that we trust. Okay, so that's something very important. At the beginning, we only hired people that we knew, friends, or that we worked before with. But then, after we started to be more people, we started to hire people that were friends of friends.
Yeah, but I guess right now everybody working in the company has been working on known for another bit. About salary, well, as we said before, everybody knows how much money earn everybody, and what we do to define the salary for the people, what we do is we have like layers, and what we do is to compare with each other, and we try to say, okay, you have these skills, these capabilities, you are doing this, so you are similar to this guy, so you have to earn the same, right? So the people that come to us and say, I want to win this. Okay? So what we do is to compare with each other and say, okay, this is what we can do for you. And another thing interesting is that we do regular sessions of discussing the salary of everybody. And if you are not happy with your salary, you can go to the roots and say, I'm not happy with my salary because of this, and I want a raise in my salary. And everybody is going to discuss, and if everybody agrees, you are going to have a raise.
Yes, also that's very important to know is that when we have these talks about the salary, everybody participates, all roots. It's not that the owners of the company decides. Everybody decides. Everybody participates in the decision. And we also had very crazy ideas about how to do this. One of them was to allow everybody to set his own salary. So if I wanted to earn, I don't know, 50,000 pesos per month, I could say I want to earn 50,000 pesos per month. Yeah? And we had some small rules about how to do that. But the idea was that if I'm so expensive, for sure nobody will want to work with me in a project because I'm so expensive that the project is not going to make money. And if the project doesn't make money, then we don't have what's next, I think, that is profit sharing. That's very important. So, because at the end of the year, what we do is we share the profits of the company with everybody. So, if I earn too much money in my salary, I'm taking money from the other guys, from my partners. And that's how things get balanced. So, it's not that if I want to make money, I just go and take the money, because I'm taking that money from the other guys.
So everybody's going to say, hey, hold on.
And, you know, it's the same team that makes the decision and balance the differences.
It's team again because there is no 3 people or 2 people that is defending the company, but everybody is defending the company, everybody is defending the profit sharing, right? About the previous one, the salary, I don't remember if we already said, but we just pay for the hours that you work, okay? And this gives you flexibility about how many hours do you want to work, right?
Another thing about profit sharing is that we share the same amount of money to everybody. So he has the same bonus as me, and as the guy that is has 23 years old, and he just started in the company, everybody gets the same amount of money. Not like in the classic idea where the managers make 99% of the bonus and the developers just 1%. Here, everybody makes the same, even the secretary makes the same, gets the same as a profit sharing, and that is a way to say that, you know, everybody shares the same responsibilities and the same. If everybody wins, if the company wins, everybody wins. It's kind of saying that we all share the same benefits and responsibilities. We also had very crazy ideas about how to do this, and we are changing it every year. For example, one of the ideas was to give everybody the same amount of money, let's say 10,000 pesos to everybody, and you couldn't keep that money. You had to give that money away to all your partners. That was a very interesting idea too. We didn't implement it. We may implement it next year, I don't know. But you know, we are trying these very radical ideas because we want to do something different from the classic idea of managing a company. Questions again? Okay, thank you. Yeah, monthly meeting, that means that every month we get together and we see all the numbers. And we discuss all the numbers. And
we discuss strategic about the company. We also discuss which business to take, which language to take, which project to take. Every time there is a new deal, we have to find But if I know that if we don't have enough money to run the company, someone voluntary is going to take that job, and it happened one time.
Yeah, another important thing about the monthly meeting is that at the beginning, even if we had the open number idea and we were using it, nobody asked about the numbers. It was like the information was there, but nobody said anything. So we decided to start doing it every month because we want everybody to be informed and to know what we're doing and how much money we have. And it's very interesting because everybody knows how much money we have in the bank and how long can we survive without any project. And the nice thing about it is that sometimes when we say, oh, we have 3 months life, if we don't get more money, if we don't get more projects, after 3 months we won't be able to pay anybody. And sometimes it's amazing how people say, don't worry, if we don't have money, we can wait 1 month, or 2 months, whatever is necessary for the company to start making money again. So the same people said that, and we don't have to, make them think that they do it by they say it by themselves.
This is another room. It's like the idea was to get a budget for everyone in the company, so they can manage money too. Not just take a decision, but to I see that is something missing, or we need something, go by yourself and buy it. So what we do is to distribute one program, is 100 pesos for every person in the company. Per month. Per month. So every month you have 100 pesos to buy whatever you want, and it was incredible that some guy buy a bell, for example, but
a bell to go for the meetings.
Yeah, for meetings. But some guy buy a router because
a repeater.
Because he identified that because of the office was too long, we need a repeater, so he went to buy it, and he installed it, and we are not using right now because
it's yeah, but the good thing is that we don't have to worry about what the people need. If the people need something, if they don't feel comfortable with something, they get the money from a bunch of guys and say, hey, I want to buy the speakers, or I want to buy the repeater because Wi-Fi is not working well in that office. And they don't have to come and ask us, can we buy the repeater? No, you have the responsibility, you can do it.
Another thing was the marks. We buy some marks with different phrases and all the stuff, and there was a bunch of people that designed the mark and go to buy it themselves. So it's really interesting.
Of course, we have pizza and beer every Friday, so we have fun, and and a few examples. So why do we think this is wrong? Well, first because we're still living as a company, we're still making money, but we have very few examples, concrete examples. For example, one is when we had an interview with somebody that we want to hire, a guy that just started 3 months or 4 months ago to work with us, sell the company to that guy in a better way than we could do it. He started to talk about the company in a way that we couldn't believe. We were surprised of how happy he was, and that he wanted to continue working in the company, and all the things that you always want the people that is working with you to say and to. He was saying that, and we didn't force him to do it. He did it because he believed in that.
The second example is that the guy that has a client outside the company, because he was working with him previously, he bring this client to our company, so he started working with us. And this is interesting because it's what we are trying to do, to make a company for everyone. And if you find your position and you want to bring some customer, it's good for the company, but it's good for you because you are going to get profit sharing at the end of the year. So it's like a, I don't know, like a.
So yes, so everybody becomes a salesman. Usually, it's like,
so if you want, you
that's something that as a manager everybody wants from people that works in the company. They all want you to sell the company. It happens by itself. And the third example is when we had to move. We had to move on a Saturday. Besides me that they couldn't go to help in the moving, everybody went and helped moving everything, all the stuff, and not only the people that work with the company, but also the father of one of the employees went and helped. And he did it because he wanted, and because I think he felt happy because of what we were doing as a company. So, looking those things, watching at those things, make us believe that we are doing something different. Or at least that didn't happen in the previous companies.
The other thing that I think is showing us that it's working is that we have several offers to buy the company. So I guess that does mean that our work is, I don't know,
Recognized.
Yeah, it's recognized.
Well, conclusions, I don't know.
I would like to say, yes to in the press module, maximum thoughts about not to get imposed about the classical grammars or the classical languages. And to think about beyond that and take Smalltalk as an example of that. And I guess that this company, or what we are trying to do, is about that. Not just in developing software, but in managing the company. It's something more, wide. So the idea for this talk is about that. To not just think about in the revolutionary way in languages, but to go a step further, right?
Yeah, and of course, as I said at the beginning, it has only 3 years. We don't know if this is going to work if there are 50 people. We don't know how it's going to work in 10 years.
We are 15 right now.
We are 15. We are 15. And so it may not scale, I don't know, yes, but what is interesting is that we are doing something different. And if we don't know, when we are, have a doubt about doing something or not, if we don't see that it has too many risks, we do it and we debug it, okay? We debug it. If it works, it works. If it's not, we start, okay? And we do something different. And that's a very agile way of thinking about how to manage a company, how to manage a company. Okay. Questions? But not comments. Comments?
So, about the rules, the question is how do you deal with the conflicts when someone says, over my dead body, and how do you deal with that?
We try to discuss all decisions that we take are by consensus. So we not impose nothing, and for the moment, every decision that we take was by consensus. So we don't have that problem at this time.
But something that
The more you get, the more probability that you will have single person.
yeah, and if that happens, that person won't belong to the company. Okay? Because the same team is going to do that. The idea of having that, that kind of interview, that time at the beginning, is to get to know the person. For the person to be sure that he's going to fit in the team. And of course, everything can happen. Yeah, but it's amazing. I understand your question. And because one of the things that personally I had to manage was fear about doing everything, about doing many things. When we decided to share the profit, I was really afraid. And when we decided to do it in the way we did it, at the beginning I was thinking that the classic way, I'm the owner of the company, I have to get 50%. And then we start to talk and we start to realize that, you know, we have to change, to break paradigms, okay, and try to think different ideas. So that idea of somebody in the team that is going to do something completely different that everybody is doing doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It may happen if you have a hierarchical way of building your company. Because, you know, the soldier that is at the end of the hierarchy doesn't understand why the decisions are made. Yes? Doesn't feel that he's part of the company. He does what he does because they force them to do it. This is completely different. So
you see that people who have different.
Of course, I'm happy.
And there is a lot of people that think different.
But when you brainstorm something, you could have different ideas.
Of course. And if
convince everyone that your idea is best. So,
but no, we negotiate that, we try to go further to get the next step. And sometimes we are going to do what I say or what is my idea, and another time we are going to do.
are you working on if half of the people think that the person A idea is good, and half of people think that person B idea is better than.
let's try A. It works fine. It doesn't destroy me. Why are we going to fight? I mean, why are we going to fight about that?
Okay, for the
And
moment.
you see, it's completely different. Okay, but I just completely understand what you're saying. It's very difficult to explain, but you have to live it. You have to feel it. Okay? And it's amazing. It's amazing. Sorry. It's amazing how all these classic ideas about management, about how you have to manage a team, and all those things disappear. It's amazing. At least that is what happened to us in these 3 years. We don't know what will happen in the next years, okay? So that's why I said it. It's an experience for me.
Most of your conclusions are positive. Is there any drawback? Is there anything that new problem that this kind of organization for
I guess one of the things that I worry about is scalability. I mean, what is going to happen when we are going to be around 20, 25 or 30 people? Because the process of making decisions is kind of difficult sometimes. Because we are discussing a lot, we are talking about a lot, and sometimes it gets a lot of time. And I guess that when we get 30 or, I don't know, 50, it's going to be pretty difficult. But we are thinking about that, and we are thinking how to manage that. And I don't know, it's going to be a really challenge for us. So I guess this is the most difficult.
Yeah, I haven't